Does doing your MBA or PGDM from a premier institute, tier 1 institute, gives you a guarantee of success? Let's find out in today's video. Number 1. The label. Yes, the label of that premier institute will definitely give you a kickstart where you'll be able to get placed with great companies, because most of these colleges have good placement percentages. The companies that visit these colleges are good companies, and they also provide a great package to these students. But do remember, with that great package, you also will have to pay your EMIs because of the loan that you took for the hefty fee of these colleges. Number 2, jobs in off-campus. Now, if for some reason you didn't get placed in the placement season of these colleges and you graduated without a job in your hand and you are left in the off-campus market, then my friend, it's going to be really challenging for you to find a job. Why? Number 1, people will have their own assumptions about you, as in the interviewer who will interview you, they will be like, if you're graduated from a premier institute, then why you have not landed a placement? Maybe there's something wrong with your skill set, or maybe you are not disciplined enough, or many more assumptions. Another thing is that you yourself will have expectations from yourself at par with your peers, what your colleagues from the college have got, what kind of CTC or titles they have got, job titles. So you will expect that kind of salary, job titles right off the bat, which is not very much possible in the off-campus job market. You might get, but that would be sheer luck, because it's not that easy. And even if you bring your expectation down at a level with other college graduates, then also the company might reject you with an assumption that you might leave very soon, because they know this is not the salary that you actually expect, and you'll keep trying to find a job which matches your college label, and you might eventually get it, and then you will leave them very soon, and they'll have to figure out a replacement for you. So they might feel it's best to avoid you altogether and go with a different candidate. Point number 3, your career progression actually does not depend on the college label. Once you are placed in any company, once you got that initial salary, after that, how you grow in your career solely depends on your skill set, or how skilled you are, or your on-the-job performance. If you perform really poor, the company, the management will very soon realize that you're not worth it, because you are paid really high because of that label. And if you do not bring much value to the team, then you will not be found as worth as other people, because other college graduates are paid much lesser than you, maybe 5 times lesser than you. But if they are performing equal to you or maybe better than you, then it's not a very great situation for you. So make sure, if you want to grow in your career well, then that you justify the cost that company is putting on you. Another point is that the success of your career will also depend on the kind of companies you choose. Now, if you go in a company which is like a startup, it may initially offer you a pay scale which matches the label that you have of the college, and everything is working fine, the job role is fine, but you might very soon hit a salary cap where you are not able to grow your salary beyond that. Why? Because the company is small, the company cannot spend that much money on a support department, and you might end up in a situation where you like the job, you like the company, but salary is just not growing, and then you find yourself questioning whether you stay with that company or not. So then you'll just keep hopping the jobs every now and then. So it's very important for you that you switch jobs mindfully, and you pick jobs mindfully where you see yourself growing at least for 2-3 years, and if more, then great. You shouldn't hit any kind of cap at least within 2-3 years. And next point is about the number of opportunities in the job market for you. So overall, if you see, HR job market is quite smaller in comparison to other tech profiles. So within that HR job market, if you further niche down to jobs which give you that much of salary, which hire people from premier institute, because if they're hiring, then they have to pay the salary at par with the label, those companies are even less, and those jobs are even lesser. So if you're working in a job and you have come to a point where you are not liking the job as much, or maybe you're not liking your manager or the company or the policies, whatever, you still have to spend a lot of time there, because you'll not get the next job very soon, because jobs that pay that much into HR doesn't come that often in the market. So you will have to stay in that job which you do not like more than anybody else. So what's best? Should you do your MBA, PGDM from tier 1 colleges? Should you spend so much money on one degree? And should you waste so much of time preparing for CAT and everything else? In my opinion, the best thing would be that you start your journey without MBA or a degree from premier institute. Reason being, one, when you enter a job, that's the time you really get to know whether you like the job or not. If you have already spent so much money in your degree and then you ends up into that job, even if it is great salary and all of that stuff, and you do not like the job, that's a very toxic situation for your mental health. You will start questioning your choices and you'll be like, I do not like the job. I do not want to do it anymore. But what do I tell to my family? What do I tell to my parents? What do I tell to myself that I have spent fortune of my money into this degree, and now if I leave this job within 1 month or maybe 1 year, then what will people say? On the other hand, if you have done some degree course on which you have not spent that much, then it will not be that difficult to pivot your career if you do not like HR after joining it. So in my opinion, that's a safer route. And if you end up liking HR job and you really want to see your career progress in that field, then maybe you can work 2 years, 3 years, and then you can join the premier courses. They have special executive programs for people who are working or who have some experience in the field. And by then it will be so much easier to make the choice because you are earning money, so you can spend that much on a course. It's not that you are taking that money from somebody or you are becoming a burden on your family, on your parents, or you're taking loan from banks for which you will later have to pay EMI and you have to be stuck in that job just for the sake of EMI, even if you do not like it. So in my opinion, that's the way. But obviously, if you are really sure, want to go for HR, that's your career choice and you're sure about it, then I think obviously you can go ahead and invest into the fee of these colleges, because they will then eventually provide you with a kickstart at a much higher salary than the normal market. Then I think it's kind of worth it if you're really sure about it. So guys, these were a few insights, bases, what I've experienced in my HR career so far. I really hope this information helps you somewhere in your career. With that, I'm signing off. You keep on watching more content on the HR destination to be a successful HR, and I'll see you in my next one. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care.